Welcome to IndyStar's Pit Pass Live, presented by Verizon. I'm Motorsports Insider Jim Aiello, and I'm here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the third day of practice for the Indianapolis 500. It was a pretty slow day. Only 21 cars hit the track, and only 14 really turned significant laps. It was just so windy today. A lot of drivers really couldn't get a good feel for what they wanted to do. A lot of them didn't really want to take the risk of being out there in the high winds. Scott Dixon said at one point that unless you had a big-ticket item you wanted to test, it really wasn't worth getting out there. But some guys did. Ed Carpenter was the fastest of the day. His teammate J.R. Hildebrandt was third. And we're going to hear from those two as well as Scott Dixon.
So far, I'm happy with the car. I'm happy the way it's driving. I feel comfortable. I think that's why I thought it was important to run on a day like today, just because it is a challenge. The wind was very, very, very gusty, variable, and to me, if you can go out and get comfortable in conditions like that, I think it bodes well for the car, the race car, and how comfortable you can be. And you never know; it could be this windy on race day. So I thought it was important to go out and run. And I think JR and I, was it challenging? Yeah, but I do think there's things you can do to help the car in these conditions, and just trying to always learn and be as prepared as we can for the end of the month.
To Ed's point, today I think it was important, to get out and run a little bit, just because it could be like this even, whether it's over qualifying weekend or it's, next Monday or it's carb day or it's the race. It helps to be able to, increase your understanding of how variability like this affects the car, and that allows for you to make better decisions, later on, because you some of those things a little bit better rather than just having to kind of guess.
I actually expected it to be worse. I think once you got kind of running, obviously the car has got more downforce in it. You're kind of trying some bigger items. You can't feel the subtle stuff, but there's definitely some gusts out there that can catch you out, especially in turn 2 with the wind coming from behind. So nothing too crazy for us. Kind of tried to get through some big ticket items, and we weren't real happy with the car yesterday. Actually, across the board, I think with all 4 cars, we've been struggling a little bit. So we had some ideas that we needed to try, and actually today felt a lot better than yesterday. So that's a good improvement. I love racing. I feel very privileged and lucky, and enjoy every day what I do and what I get to do, and especially with the team and group of people that I get to work with. So we're in the business of winning. So each year I think you're graded on your performance, and maybe with history and stats, I think is something that you look back on once you're maybe done with it. But for us, unless we're winning, we're not getting the job done. So this year we've come up short. We've had some great results, but I think you remember more the ones that get away, to be honest. So that's the hard part. But we've finished second here a few times, and we've been in the running many a times. A couple of years ago, I think we had a great shot at winning this race until we overheated. So it's this place doesn't owe me anything. I love racing here, and hopefully we can be drinking the milk again in the near distant future. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
Formula One star Fernando Alonso was back out on the track to continue his education in the oval. He turned the 4th fastest speed and the 5th most laps today. So he's getting a good feel for what the Indianapolis Motor Speedway could offer him, even in these high winds. Coming up after the break, 5 things you didn't know about reigning Indianapolis 500 champion Alexander Rossi.
I love escape rooms. I don't just enjoy them, and I don't really think it's a secret anymore. I've done 23. I haven't done one in a while. I need to do one because I've been saying 23 for a couple months now. I've gotten out of, I think, 19 or 20, so the hit rate's pretty good. I've been pulled over a fair amount of times. I've never received a written speeding ticket. the most memorable one, I think, was actually driving to Mid-Ohio last year for a test. And I got pulled over, and he was like, "Oh, you're probably going a little bit too quick." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right." And so I gave him ID and registration. He came back. He went to his car and came back, and he said, "I won't give you a ticket as long as you tell Marco and Graham that I caught you as well." Favorite animals, dolphins and penguins. I don't really know why, but it is, and they are, and that's just the way it is. Skiing, or mountain biking, probably skiing because I'm better at skiing than I am mountain biking. If I was in a race car, I would 100% want to be a professional skier, downhill skier. Do enjoy cooking. I don't have time to cook, unfortunately. And the worst part about being a race car driver is you never get to go to the grocery store because you're never in town long enough to justify buying food that you're going to throw half of it away for. I eat pretty much anything. I don't eat chicken, which is kind of a fairly new thing. I was told that it was bad for my blood type, and my reaction was the same as everyone else's reaction, is that's irrelevant, like that's not a thing. And then I stopped eating chicken, and it was like, wow, actually, I feel a pretty big difference. So I don't touch chicken anymore, which is very disappointing because I can't eat chicken wings.
Welcome back to IndyStar's Pit Pass Live, presented by Verizon. Practice here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Indianapolis 500 continues Thursday, hopefully under better weather conditions than we had today. We return with Pit Pass Live on Friday for Fast Friday. Keep up with our comprehensive Indianapolis 500 coverage on IndyStar.com and USAToday.com.